It's been about 2 years of me trying to consciously be sustainable, trying to consciously make decisions that really thoughtful when it comes to my wardrobe and all around my lifestyle, to be honest. So I thought I'd come and share with you things that to bust some myths, basically. Call it that. That sounds a bit too radical, but basically lessons learned in being sustainable, consciously sustainable, making it a priority. Basically, what have I learned so far? How has the journey been? This will be helpful for anyone who is trying to be sustainable, trying to see what it all means, what does it affect, and what should they be looking out for, how do they start, all of that sort of thing. And it's going to be based on my experience. So this is not there's no hard and fast rule. And possibly actually that's point number one. There's no hard and fast rule. There is no formula to being sustainable. It's really about a decision you make, deciding how you're going to, see through that decision and what are some of the things you're going to let go or change so that you can, be more sustainable. So that's point number one. Number two, be aware of greenwashing. I've done a couple of videos on what is sustainability, why is being sustainable a problem, and I've done a video on greenwashing as well. I used examples of organic t-shirts, and you can find organic cotton t-shirts at all price ranges, and that says a lot when it comes to greenwashing. Anyone right now is marketing themselves. Anyone who wants to, they can market themselves as sustainable so long as they say or claim the right things, right? You need to be aware of that. You need to be aware of greenwashing. Greenwashing is basically painting something green, painting something as though it's sustainable, painting something as though it is good or not damaging to the planet, but actually really when you look deep down, what they're claiming is either untrue or not really obtainable because of many other facts. All right, a lot of big fast fashion brands are the masters of greenwashing. I think greenwashing tactic number one for me is, having a conscious or a join live section of clothing in your fast fashion brand. So you are catering to everyone. So if you want whatever you want, if it be fast fashion that you want, if it be sustainability that you want, if it be quality that you want, we have it all here. Just come here, we all have it. The truth is they can't cater to everything, especially if you are the problem creator, if you have caused the issue we're in now. You can't also now be the leader in sustainability. That's what I'm trying to say. It's difficult. It's not impossible. It's difficult, right? You can't have both options in the same shop. That's what I'm trying to say. But you are pretty much in control, to be honest. It's your decision at the end of the day. I assume you're watching this video because you want to make some changes, you want to make some choices. Based on my experience, you need to know brands that offer good quality, because sustainability is not sustainability because somebody has branded themselves that way. Sustainability is all about sustaining, keeping up what you're doing. Keeping up what you're doing in a healthy, sustainable way. That's a bad way of defining because I'm using the word itself, but basically you want quality. I think for me, number one, it is quality. It's all about quality. If you have quality, it means that you've ticked off the box of the item lasting, you've ticked off the box of the item being season proof, and you've ticked off the box of you being happy, because a lot of people are shopping to look for contentment and look for versatility by getting so many different items, but you can achieve that in a minimal wardrobe. You really can. It's about picking the right things, right? But the foundation is quality. The brand does not have to market themselves as sustainable. They don't. You have to pick based on quality. The power is in your hands. You need to decide that, right, I'm going to pick quality, and with this quality I'm going to do A, B, C, D. And then from there you're in control of how often you buy, if you need to, what you buy, and where you buy it, right? Be aware of greenwashing and pay attention to the quality of the item, and do not pay attention to brands marketing themselves as sustainable. Don't make your decision based on that solely alone. Decide based on quality, because the thing is as well, it can be very expensive trying to be sustainable, trying to shop from sustainable brands, because their processes are a little bit more, they cost more. That's the truth. And that cost is passed down to the garment. And you then have to pay a bit more. Not everyone can afford expensive clothes. Whether designer, whether good quality, everyone has a budget, different budgets. So you then need to pick based on your budget. And sometimes it doesn't allow you to shop from only sustainable brands. So you then need to take the power back into your hands and just pick quality. When you have that item, you need to look after it. So again, the power is in your hands. Look after what you have. Keep it good. Look after it in the way you're washing it. Look after it in the way you're ironing it. Should you be washing it? Should it be getting dry cleaned? Should you consider hand washing? It's not fun, but on some items, I would rather they live in my washing basket until I'm ready to hand wash them than put them in the washing machine, because I know they'll come out ruined, right? And if an item is not looking good and it wasn't supposed to go in the washing machine and it's now saggy, you're not going to reach for it in your wardrobe. So that you basically wasted it. So look after what you have, because it will help you, wear it more and help you with versatility, longevity, the life of garments in your wardrobe, etc. Another thing I would like to say is, I know you've probably heard this before, but it is more expensive to buy cheap. It's very much more expensive, because in 3-4 months time, you're back in the market looking for the same thing. That is costly, because what you should be buying shouldn't be having a very short lifespan. It shouldn't be short-lived. Clothes are supposed to last. The only way they last, it ties in back to the quality. You may think something is cheap because you're not adding up the pennies, but really in the long run it's much more expensive, because you're having to buy the same thing again. Now, it's exciting to buy new things. It's exciting to feel as if you're getting new things all the time, but you're not doing much for yourself when it comes to developing your style if you're only able to style new clothes in your wardrobe. You should be able to do more with what you have, because that's pushing the boundaries of how much you can get out of items. And so that's why I say always try to get something that is versatile, something that is good quality, not too cheap. Work with it, meet all different types of needs that you may have, different occasions. So if it be a casual, smart, pick materials carefully, play around with textures, play around with shapes on your garment, so that you can add your personality to it. You can add a bit of vibe to your outfit depending on the occasion. Just remember, going cheap is not the best way, because you will be back in the market looking for something else to replace that item, because it no longer holds up. And lastly, what I would say I've learned trying to be sustainable is buying secondhand should be everybody's best friend, honestly. Now, with that, there is a caveat. You don't want to overdo it, because you can equally be contributing to fast fashionness whilst buying secondhand, because you can overbuy. It's a mentality thing. You need to remember that you should only have what you need, and when you're picking what you need, pick it with a very long-term future in mind, because you don't want to overbuy, right? You shouldn't overbuy, even secondhand items. It feels great having a wardrobe made up of secondhand pieces. And secondhand doesn't mean tattered. It doesn't mean dirty. It doesn't mean, although as soon as the items come, wash them. Preferably hand wash them, so you can really get in there to see the condition of the item, get to know it, right? As when you're picking something new, you take your time, you go and see it, you touch it, you feel it, you try it on, you go to the changing room, you check out, how does it fit. Do the same thing when the garment comes to you bought secondhand. I buy from Depop, so that's why I'm saying when it comes to you. But you could go into a charity shop, into a thrift shop, and you have the opportunity to try everything on. But basically pay attention to it, look at it, touch it, feel it, check it, and hand wash it to really get a good first impression, to understand your garment if it's been posted to you. That's what I do. I hand wash everything I buy, and if it's really thick, I then spin it in the wash for maybe a couple of rounds and then take it out and air dry it. I do not use a dryer on any of my clothes, because I honestly believe it reduces the lifespan of the garment. I always air dry my clothes. So that it would be my last and final tip. Make buying secondhand your best friend. I'm lucky because I have sisters, younger sisters, so I will be able to pass down what I can and what they want. And again, which is really expanding that life the lifespan of those clothes, and that's a great thing. That's what we want to be doing. We don't want to be buying new things. We want to be making use of what we have, especially when it's good quality. When it comes to secondhand items, by the way, I'm just thinking of another point. Buying good quality allows you to sell on that item at a decent price. Good quality brands hold value, and some even appreciate value sometimes. They go up in price because of demand, or because of exclusivity, or because of the brand, right? And that's the thing with good quality items. They may hold value, they may appreciate in value. So when you're trying to sell it on, it's very rewarding, it's very fun, it's nice, it's a nice feeling. Try and sell a Zara or Primark, these fast fashion brands, whatever it may be. Try and sell it on Depop. Everyone else is trying to sell them, so you're forced to kind of advertise it very cheap at nothing really, and that's if someone even buys it, right? So that's my point. Keep to quality, really keep to quality, and have the future in mind. In the future, maybe you reselling that item, and you want to be able to resell it, not to make a huge profit, but you want to sell it at a price you're happy to sell it at, right? And not to discount it because you're not able to sell it, or because there's so many of it. That makes sense. To those that say sustainability is hard, sustainability is boring, I hope this video is showing you the options. It's doable, it's quite fun, it's not easy, it's a lifestyle change, so it's not going to be easy, but it's doable. It's a journey. Most importantly, it's a journey, and it's not going to happen overnight. Do not try to, this should have been point number one. Do not try to build your sustainable wardrobe overnight, or even over 6 months, or over a year. It takes time, because you need to understand what it is that works for you, what lasts in your wardrobe, because our needs have been changing, working from home, all of these things have been impacting what you actually need in your wardrobe and what you reach for more often. Yeah, like, give yourself time to have the sustainable wardrobe. It's a gradual process. It shouldn't happen overnight, or even over 6 months. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. That's all I have to offer from what I've been doing. Obviously, like I said, it's a journey, it's ongoing, so stay tuned. All of my videos kind of give tips and tricks on, towards being more sustainable. So if you're interested in that sort of content, definitely consider subscribing, watch a couple more videos. I will link some in the description. Until next time, stay safe out there, and I'll see you in my next video, which is going to be next week, Sunday, 6 p.m.